Listen to me very carefully, because what I'm about to tell you could save your life. And it's information that your doctor, the pharmaceutical industry, and the entire medical establishment doesn't want you to know. Right now, millions of seniors are walking around with a ticking time bomb inside their chest, and they don't even know it. But here's the kicker. It's not high blood pressure that's going to kill them. It's the lies they've been told about what their blood pressure should be. I'm Dr. Amber Richard, and I don't play games with people's health. I deal in facts, in numbers, and in cold, hard truth. The medical industrial complex has convinced you that if your blood pressure isn't 120/80, you're one heartbeat away from death. That's garbage. That's a sales pitch designed to sell you pills you don't need, keep you scared, and drain your retirement account one prescription at a time. The numbers don't lie, but the people interpreting them for you absolutely do. Before I give you the real facts that could save you thousands of dollars and possibly your life, you need to do something right now. Hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications, because this channel is the only place you're going to get medical truth without the pharmaceutical filter. This information I'm sharing with you today is worth more than any doctor's visit you'll ever pay for. I don't care about being politically correct. I don't care about protecting the feelings of the medical establishment. And I certainly don't care about the profit margins of drug companies. I care about you living a long, healthy, independent life without being a slave to medications you don't need. Subscribe now, because this free information is more valuable than what most people pay thousands for. Now, let's talk about the massive lie you've been sold about blood pressure. In the 1970s, the ideal blood pressure was considered 130/90. Seniors were living just fine with these numbers. Then something interesting happened. The guidelines changed. Suddenly, 130/90 wasn't good enough anymore. It became 130/85. Then 120/80 became the gold standard. Do you know what happened when those guidelines changed? Overnight, millions of perfectly healthy seniors became patients. They went from healthy to diseased with the stroke of a pen. And do you know who was on the committee that changed those guidelines? People funded by pharmaceutical companies. Let me say that again. The people who decided you needed to have lower blood pressure were paid by the companies that make blood pressure medications. You cannot make this up. The numbers don't lie, but the people setting the standards absolutely do. When they lowered the threshold for what constitutes high blood pressure, they created millions of new customers. The pharmaceutical industry made tens of billions of dollars from that single guideline change. You think that's a coincidence? You think they care about your health, or do you think they care about their quarterly earnings? I don't care about your feelings. I care about your money. And right now, your money is being systematically transferred from your retirement account into the pockets of pharmaceutical executives. This is financial combat, and you're losing because you don't even know you're in a war. The weapon they're using against you is fear, and the ammunition is these arbitrary numbers that have nothing to do with your individual health and everything to do with their profit margins. Here's what they don't want you to know. Blood pressure naturally increases with age. That's not a disease. That's physiology. As your arteries age, they become less elastic. Your heart has to work a little harder to pump blood through your system. This is normal. This is expected. This is not a medical emergency. For a senior in their 70s or 80s, a blood pressure of 130/90 might be perfectly healthy. In fact, studies have shown that seniors with slightly elevated blood pressure actually live longer than those with artificially lowered blood pressure. Let me repeat that because it's critical. Seniors with blood pressure that doctors call high often outlive seniors whose blood pressure has been medicated down to normal levels. Why? Because when you lower blood pressure too much in an older adult, you reduce blood flow to vital organs. You reduce blood flow to the brain, which increases dementia risk. You reduce blood flow to the kidneys, which accelerates kidney disease. You cause dizziness and falls, which for seniors can be a death sentence. Hip fractures in seniors have a mortality rate of up to 30% within a year. So while your doctor is congratulating you on your perfect 120/80 blood pressure, you're falling in your bathroom and breaking your hip because you're over-medicated. The numbers don't lie. Multiple studies, including research from Italy, the UK, and right here in the United States, have demonstrated that the ideal blood pressure for someone over 70 is somewhere between 130/80 and 150/90, not 120/80. That number is for younger adults. Treating a 75-year-old like they're 45 is not medicine. It's malpractice. Your body is different. Your needs are different. Your optimal numbers are different. Now let's talk about the medication trap, because this is where the real damage happens. You go to your doctor, they see your blood pressure is 135/85, and they immediately write you a prescription. You start taking the pill. Your blood pressure comes down. Mission accomplished, right? Wrong? Dead wrong? That medication has side effects. It makes you tired. It gives you a cough. It messes with your electrolytes. So you go back to the doctor, and what do? They give you another medication to manage the side effects of the first medication. Now you're on to pills. Those two pills interact with each other and cause new problems. Maybe your kidneys start showing stress. Maybe you develop erectile dysfunction. Maybe you're dizzy all the time, so they add a third medication, then a fourth. Before you know it, you're taking 7 different medications, and you can't remember what any of them are for. This is called a prescription cascade, and it's one of the leading causes of hospitalization in seniors. You're not sick because you're old. You're sick because you're over-medicated, and here's the kicker. You're paying for the privilege of being poisoned. The average senior on Medicare spends over $3,000 per year out of pocket on medications. That's $3,000 of your retirement money going to pharmaceutical companies for drugs that, in many cases, are doing more harm than good. Cash is trash, but giving your cash to drug companies for pills you don't need is even worse. You're broke, and you don't even know it because your wealth is being drained one prescription at a time. And the real crime? Many of these medications could be eliminated if you simply understood what your blood pressure should actually be and made some basic lifestyle changes. But nobody tells you that because there is no money in you being healthy. There's only money in you being a customer. Now, before you think I'm letting you off the hook, let's talk about what you're doing wrong. Yes, the system is broken. Yes, pharmaceutical companies are predatory. Yes, many doctors are operating on outdated information. But you still have personal responsibility here. How many of you are taking blood pressure medication but refuse to walk for 20 minutes a day? How many of you are worried about your numbers, but you're eating processed garbage at every meal? How many of you are religiously taking your pills, but you haven't had a vegetable in 3 days? Stop being a victim. You cannot control what pharmaceutical companies do, but you can control what you put in your mouth and whether you move your body. The numbers don't lie about this either. Simple lifestyle changes can reduce blood pressure by 10 to 20 points without a single medication. Walking 30 minutes a day, reducing processed foods, managing stress, getting adequate sleep, staying hydrated with proper electrolyte balance, not just chugging water like you've been told. These are simple interventions that cost you nothing and could eliminate the need for medications entirely. But here's the problem. You want a pill? You want the easy solution. You want to keep living exactly how you're living and just take something to make the numbers look good. That's not how the human body works. That's not how health works. You're treating your body like it's a car where you can just ignore the check engine light and keep driving. Your body is more complex than any machine ever built, and it requires maintenance. Real maintenance, not just chemical band-aids. So yes, the system is lying to you, but you're also lying to yourself if you think you can medicate your way out of poor lifestyle choices. Here's exactly what you need to do, and I want you to listen very carefully because I'm about to give you a protocol that could save you thousands of dollars and add years to your life. First, you need to know your baseline, not the textbook baseline. Your baseline. Buy a quality blood pressure monitor and check your blood pressure at the same time every day for 2 weeks. Don't check it once and freak out. Blood pressure fluctuates throughout the day. It goes up when you're stressed, when you're in pain, when you need to use the bathroom, when you're anxious about the reading itself. One high reading means nothing. Track your numbers over time. Morning and evening. Write them down. Look for patterns. What's your average? That's your baseline. For most seniors over 70, a systolic number between 130 and 150 and a diastolic between 80 and 90 is perfectly acceptable and actually optimal for longevity. If your numbers are consistently in this range and you feel good, you probably don't need medication. Second, if you're already on blood pressure medication, you need to have a serious conversation with your doctor about whether you actually need all of it. I'm not telling you to stop taking your medication. That would be dangerous and stupid. But I am telling you to question it. Ask your doctor, what is my target blood pressure? Why? What would happen if we reduce this medication? Can we try a trial period of lifestyle modification before adding another drug? Most doctors will work with you if you approach it intelligently. If your doctor refuses to have this conversation, find a new doctor. You're the customer. You're paying for their service. You deserve a provider who treats you like an intelligent adult capable of participating in your own healthcare decisions. Third, implement the lifestyle changes that actually move the needle. Walk every single day. Not a stroll, a walk. 30 minutes minimum. Get your heart rate up slightly. This alone can drop your blood pressure 10 points. Fourth, fix your diet. Stop eating processed foods. I don't care if it's convenient. I don't care if you like it. Processed food is slow poison. Eat real food, vegetables, quality proteins, healthy fats. Reduce your sugar intake. Sugar causes more cardiovascular damage than salt ever will, but nobody talks about that because the sugar industry has better lobbyists than the salt industry. Fifth, manage your stress. Chronic stress keeps your cortisol elevated, which keeps your blood pressure elevated. Find what works for you. Meditation, prayer, time in nature, deep breathing exercises. I don't care what it is, but you need a stress management practice. 6. Sleep 7 to 8 hours per night. Poor sleep destroys your cardiovascular health faster than almost anything else. If you're not sleeping, nothing else will work. Get your sleep dialed in. 7. Stay properly hydrated with electrolyte balance. Not just water. You need sodium, potassium, magnesium. The idea that all seniors need to be on low sodium diets is another lie that's harming people. Some seniors actually need more sodium, not less. Work with a knowledgeable provider to figure out your individual needs. Track these changes. Measure your blood pressure weekly. Watch as the numbers improve. Watch as you feel better. Watch as you potentially eliminate medications. This is health wealth building. Every positive change compounds over time. Small daily actions create massive long-term results. This is the formula. It's not sexy. It's not a magic pill. It's work. But it's work that pays dividends for the rest of your life. So here's your choice, and I want you to think about this very carefully. You can either be a winner or a loser in this game. Winners take control of their health. They educate themselves. They question authority when authority is wrong. They make the difficult daily choices that lead to long-term vitality. They refuse to be victims of a broken system. Losers keep doing what they're told without questioning. They keep taking pills without understanding why. They keep getting sicker while wondering what happened. They hand over their money and their health to a system that profits from their decline. Which one are you going to be? Because let me tell you something, the stakes couldn't be higher. This isn't just about blood pressure numbers. This is about your independence, your quality of life, your ability to play with your grandchildren, to travel, to live on your own terms instead of being shuffled into a nursing home because you're too medicated to function. This is about your financial security, because every dollar you spend on unnecessary medications is a dollar you're not spending on living your life. The market is about to pop on your health, and if you don't take action right now, you are going to lose everything. I don't care about your feelings, I care about your results. And right now, if you're not taking action on what I've told you today, you're losing. Stop being a victim. Take the protocol I've given you. Implement it today. Not tomorrow. Not next week. Today. Subscribe to this channel so you keep getting the truth that the medical establishment doesn't want you to hear. Share this video with one senior you love, because this information could save their life. The numbers don't lie, and the truth is on your side, but only if you're brave enough to act on it. Are you going to be a winner or a loser? The choice is yours, and that choice starts right now.